These are circulations that are small, but they can quickly produce a tornado. So it's very important that you do just that. We haven't done this in a while. You need to go down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. And believe me, these storms could start to spin very quickly. We've been talking about it all afternoon long. Kingston Springs coming to you in 2 minutes. You've got less than 2 minutes to take your tornado precautions. I need you to do that right now, going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows, because this could be on the ground. We had the tornado possible tag first with the severe thunderstorm warning, and now they've gone ahead and issued the tornado warning. It is Doppler radar indicated. We have not seen it yet, but again, it's going to be dumping rain. There's going to be a lot of wind with it, probably hard to see. Pegram, you would see this at about 4:05, Linton at about 4:08, Bingham about 4:13, Bellevue 4:15, then Bethlehem 4:20, Forest Hills around 4:25, Nashville coming in, Nashville proper around 4:32, and then Berry Hill will see this about 4:33. So again, guys, this is a very active situation. You want to go down to a room with no windows, preferably the lowest level, protecting your head and neck. Want to talk about what's going on. We just got, in particular here, a brand new severe thunderstorm watch, and I'll just zoom down real fast so you can see exactly where this is. But again, it's for a lot of our area, and they're kind of bringing it in as we go. This is in effect until Wednesday evening, okay? So until Wednesday at 10 o'clock. This includes Davidson, Wilson, Rutherford, Williamson, Murray County, all the way into Marshall, not to mention Bedford, Coffee counties. And then, of course, we go back to Giles, Lawrence, and Wayne counties. Folks, in this area, it is very warm. Temperatures are in the 80s. We have dew points in the 60s, lots of moisture. And then on top of that, we've got the spin going. So we've got strong damaging winds coming in with this line of storms, but the other thing is these small mini rotations that we're watching carefully for you. So again, as I expand out to the big picture, what you can see here and what is really going on, we've got storms basically that have blossomed from Bowling Green to Portland, all the way back down into Lobelville, and then we got this second area here that's a little bit slower. So folks like Wayne, Lawrence, Giles, and even Lawrence counties, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for all of that. But there is that red area right in there, and I just want to zoom down and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. It's in this area here, the bulges, as you can see. We've got, in fact, this one and this one. It's already moving that fast. That's what's really scary about this. And so as I zoom down real quick, because I just want to show you this and show you exactly what's happening here. It's right in this area here. So it would be right if I go down to street level, because I just want to show you because it's going quickly. It'd be near Fernvale Road, Huntington Camp Road, Cumberland Drive, Caney Fork Road. It would be going towards Old Harding Road, basically just south of 100, Highway 100. So it's right over Fairview right now where we got that notch. And let me circle it so you can see it. It's right in this area here. So again, Fairview, hopefully you're taking your tornado precautions. It's right by you at this point. But again, it's kind of paralleling Highway 100. So Bellevue, you are in the direct path of this center of circulation. This actually looks pretty impressive right now as I'm looking at the regular radar on this. So again, as I take this out into motion here and just kind of show you exactly where this cell would be going towards, we are going to be taking this into a lot of neighborhoods, I believe. So it'd be like near Cross Country and Steeplechase, so near the Steeplechase area too as well, and then into Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Brentwood area. That's one area. Now the secondary notch that doesn't look as pronounced but is still there, and probably why they have a bigger red polygon around, is this other one you can see right here. And this is going to be south of Kingston Springs. But Pegram, you're going to be in the direct order of this. This is going to be paralleling 70 and then going over 40 and then heading towards actually downtown Nashville here. So Bellevue, Pegram, Kingston Springs, this is another area of concern. You really need to be watching this. We've got this rotational area here, and we've got one down to the south of Fairview. Both of these have prompted this tornado warning that is in effect until 4:30 in the afternoon. So folks, please take your tornado precautions. We have not done this in a while. You need to do it. These storms are going to quickly spin. Right now, they're Doppler radar indicated, and what that means is we're seeing the greens, the reds, the green wind going to the radar, the reds, the wind going away from the radar. And so we're watching it all very carefully for you and watching this in particular here. So as I zoom down again to this one, because I just want to say some streets on the secondary bulge that we've been watching. As you look down to it, you'll see that it's right by, say, 40, near Mount Pleasant Road, near Kingston Springs Road, over towards Brush Creek Road. We're seeing it, just south of Kingston Springs, just southwest of the Pegram area. And again, this is going to go right over 40. So if you have friends that are thinking about traveling from Bellevue over to 40 towards, say, into Cheatham County, you tell them not to do it. This is going right over the main highway as we speak. So we've got that one, and then we've got the other one over Highway 100. If you know anyone that's traveling over Highway 100, say down towards the Fairview area, you definitely want to warn them as well, because both these areas are concerning at this point. You can see the bright greens and the bright red. So here we go again. The green, wind going to the radar. The red, the wind going away from the radar. This is the one right in here, as you can see. There is Highway 100, again, moving northeast at about 35 miles an hour. There's Bellevue in the direct path of that one. And then finally, the other one, as we show you this, and I will get to this one too. This is the other one right in here. And this one is kind of broadening out a little bit more, but still something that we're going to have to watch, because, all of these anytime can rotate. And this is kind of what it looks like on the long interior line here. As you can see, we've got two big bulges here, and that's why they prompted that tornado warning you see in that red color here, because of those two bulges. We've got that one right in here. We've got that one right in here. There's that red polygon in effect. So that's the tornado warning until 4:30 in the afternoon. Davidson County, Cheatham County, Williamson County, Dixon County, all included. I will say, if you're in Dixon, you're okay. This is already past you. If you're in Charlotte, you're okay. This is already past you. But it's right over the Kingston Springs, Fairview area. I mean, this is going to go between, really, I would say, Franklin and Brentwood area. Probably Brentwood, Forest Hills, Oak Hills, Bellevue. Bellevue, you're going to be up really first for this one. And again, I told you these are moving at about 35 miles an hour. So as we take you through it into time, this is where it's going to be headed. So again, it's right over Kingston Springs. Pegram, you have very little time. I would say about 4, 5, 6 minutes max. We'll see it in Bellevue at about 4:19, so about 10, 15 minutes. If you know friends that are living in these areas, you think they're out and about, maybe the kids are playing, get them inside now. Get them in their safe zones, because this is all coming your way. Bethlehem, you'll see this at 4:22, Forest Hills at 4:28, Brentwood 4:32, Oak Hill 4:34, and then 4:37. It will be in Nashville. And here's the idea, guys. Even if you're not seeing a tornado, we're going to have strong, straight line damaging winds. They could be in excess of at least 60 miles an hour or more with this. It's a bullish line coming on in. So it is going to be a noisy, wild night for us, I think, as we go through the next couple of hours. So you really need to take everything seriously. I mean, they've already went and issued that severe thunderstorm watch, which leads me to believe that they are, concerned for this area in particular here. And again, let me zoom in and show you that. You can see from Davidson County.
At debris tracker. I've been looking at this storm. There are two pretty noticeable hooks when you look at the kind of overall view of the storm, but around the Kingston Springs area, which was actually hit in December by a tornado, I do think that there was a little bit of possibly debris on debris tracker. It's not very evident. It may not be, but it could be. So you see what I'm talking about there?
Into it. I see what you're talking about.
That was concerning me, so I wanted to bring that up for you. And just two really well-defined hooks. It looks like that would be just south of Kingston Springs, and that's not all that far from that area that was unfortunately hit in December. But two really well-defined hooks are showing up, and it looks like we are seeing that on debris tracker. So I did want to bring that up so you could show that to everyone.
Yes, and if you guys go over it, to Max One, you'll see that. And by the way, that's Mary Mays with me. She's going to be with me all night. We've got Davis Nolan in the storm tracker, which I believe is out there too. So guys, if you yell at me, okay, we want to take Davis's shot real quick and show what's going on now. Where is Davis exactly? Does anyone know? I mean, you can bring Davis in too, because he's going west on I-40, so he's going to probably intercept this storm in the Bellevue exit. So this storm is coming on top of Davis as we speak right now, so we're going to be watching for that. And of course, if he gets any, if he's seeing something, tell us, please. We want to hear about that for sure. So again, we've got the tornado warning up. The tornado warning is up until 4:30. These notches are pretty, well to see. As you can see these right in this area here. I'll zoom in and circle these real quick so you can see it's right in this area here, right in this area here. So now they're passing basically by the Fairview area. And, Bellevue, I would say, is the biggest city in the path right now. But, of course, we've got Forest Hills. And, of course, we've got Oak Hill. We've got downtown Nashville. This isn't that far from you. Brentwood, this isn't that far from you. So be thinking about this, because all of this activity is pushing north and east at about 30 miles an hour. Mary, did you have something?
And, you know, we can go ahead and switch over to me real quick because there are some updates I wanted to show you, and I can give you a little bit of time also to reset. Let's go ahead and come over to my view over here. There we go. So what we're taking a look at is two areas of interest that we're keeping an eye on, two hooks really. And these are pretty well defined on our reflectivity, which if you don't know what that means, that's okay. But basically this is showing us rainfall, showing us the structure of the storm, and these are the two areas where we're really seeing what looks like tornadoes almost in a classic sense. So there may be something on the ground with these. Haven't had any confirmation yet. This is what we call radar indicated. Treat it like there is a tornado on the ground. Be in your safe space. Be down on your bottom floor, in a closet, in a bathroom, better yet a basement if you have it. I know a lot of folks don't. Now there were a few things that I was seeing on Debris Tracker that did make me a little concerned, and it can be challenging to see debris when you have a line like this kind of moving. But there's a couple of areas that may be picking up some leaves. It may be picking up something else. We'll see. We don't have anything confirmed on the ground that I know of, but we are concerned. Now, kind of looking at the bigger picture, who needs to be concerned? Pegram 414, Bingham 430, Bellevue 436, and that's I think where Davis Nolan is headed if it's not there already. Bethlehem 447, Charlotte Park 450. These are cities in the line, but you know what? There's also neighborhoods that we're going to be watching very carefully. This is pushing pretty carefully to Bellevue, and even if there's not tornadoes on the ground, there is going to be some rocking winds with this. It doesn't matter if the wind is turning or blowing straight. Unfortunately, it can do a lot of damage. So treat this like there's a tornado on the ground, but even if you're just seeing wind, you don't want to be out in that because it can be extremely dangerous. So please be in your safe spot, be well away from windows, bottom floor, in a safe as possible an area as you can get. Hail tracker is showing some hail around the Fairview area. Doesn't look like big hail. I don't think the system's going to be a prolific hail producer, but we are seeing some hail. Velocity, I do see the two areas right here, east of Kingston Springs heading right into the Bellevue area. Also right around 100 here, we got this little area of rotation, and that's the bright greens and the bright reds. When it looks like Christmas, it's not good. And unfortunately, that's what we've been seeing this afternoon. So we've got a lot of indications of potentially a tornado, but once again, this has been radar indicated. Nothing has been spotted. So tornado safety, I've mentioned this, go to a room with no windows, lowest level, center of the room, and you know what? You can even protect your head and neck. It's okay if you feel silly. We want to make sure you stay safe. Severe thunderstorm watch goes until 10 o'clock, but our main focus right now is on that tornado warning. So once again, we're going to continue to keep you updated. I'm going to go ahead and go back and get a closer look at where this is. So once again, this goes until 4:30, so we've got a good bit to go. It's 4:11 right now. This is for Cheatham, Davidson, and Williamson counties as it continues to push east. Bellevue, heads up. This is coming right up on you. And I'm going to go ahead and actually take a closer look and get down on street level right here on this map, so that way I can take a closer look at what neighborhoods are being impacted. All right, looks like we're going to go ahead and switch. Danielle?
All right, Mary, I want to bring it back over and show you the big picture of this. I appreciate you examining the store. Continue to do that. Let me know if you see anything also in the chat room. We've got Davis Nolan out there, which we're going to get to in just a bit. But again, want to give you the broad picture of this because we've got storms from Bowling Green to Portland, down near Nashville now, into, say, Cheatham County, into Williamson County, all the way back. And now, get ready, Wayne County, you're about to get hit hard. Perry County's already getting hit hard. All these storms are heading our way, and they're heading our way pretty quickly at about 35 miles an hour. So again, showing you this, breaking this down for you, just so you see we've got the tornado warning has shifted a little bit more. So now Dixon County, you are out of it. You are okay. We've got Cheatham, Davidson, and Williamson County in under this tornado warning until 4:30. We've got, of course, these two bulges that Mary and I have both been sharing with you. The one bulge about to go over Bellevue. So folks that are in Bellevue, I really need you to listen to us and take your tornado precautions sun's going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. This bulge has been holding together for the last basically half hour to 45 minutes. So if we're trying to look to see if we're seeing anything, and you can see Davis is actually panning around the camera right now. You can see those dark storm clouds coming in. He is right there. He is right in the action for it. So of course he's going to let us know if he starts to see any lowering or anything coming down onto the ground for us. And of course, I'm telling you, Davis Nolan, if you're listening to me, please stay safe too. All right, so we've got, again, this area right here, and that's what we're showing you. That's the first bulge about to go into downtown Bellevue. We've got the secondary bulge here that's been pretty pronounced too. Both of these, basically along a linear line, you're going to have strong, damaging winds. Wind gusts in excess of at least 60 miles an hour. It's a severe thunderstorm warning, so we're having that already. We're also having hail. But then these little bulges indicate rotation, and that's what we're watching for, the actual possibility of rotation. We've also got hail with this storm, and as I show you here, it's hard to tell with the velocity tracker now, the greens and the reds. The greens are the winds going to the radar, the reds are the winds going away. They look to be broadening out just a touch, which is good news, at least in this area. But again, there's also stuff going on, so it's kind of hard to see it. That being said, as Mary was talking about, when we look at the debris tracker, there's definitely a lot of wind out there with these storms. So with the fall, with the leaves coming down, this is probably what we're seeing here. But again, it's right over 70 here, about to go into Bellevue. Some of the streets are Old Charlotte Pike that it's over, Coley Davis Road. We're looking at River Road Pike, Old Hickory Road. We're also near Bellevue. Then we've got another one down here. This one actually looks brighter and more intense now. This is right by, say, High Point Ridge Road, the Natchez Trace Parkway, heading towards Old Hillsborough Road here. And again, if I'm saying your street names, folks, you really need to take this seriously and be getting away from the windows. Oh, there comes the rain in. You can see that. Okay. Yes. Power outages. And where did you say that was, Mary? Fairview. Okay, Fairview. So again, this is where that storm came from. And look at this. You can see this is the intensity of the storm coming in. By the way, you see how dark it got all of a sudden? It turned to almost nighttime there. And you can see that. And that means if there is a tornado, you're not going to even be able to see it. By the way, we've got Davis Nolan, I believe. He's in the storm tracker. Davis, if you can hear me, you're the eyes. You're right there on the road. You're right in Bellevue. Yes. This storm coming to you. It's tornado warned. What are you seeing out there?
Well, so far, we've got the heavy rain right now. I've got a 35-mile-an-hour gust just moments ago. You can sort of feel the van rock because we're sort of facing northwest. It hit us close to broadside. We've gotten in the middle of the rain now, and that one bulge to the north, which is the one that's hitting Bellevue, as opposed to the one that's around Fairview, where the power outages have taken place. The one further to the north is the one that I'm in the middle of right now. So far, I'm not seeing a drop down of a cloud that's rotating. Of course, now we're in the rain area, so if something's out there, it'll be rain wrap for us. But it looked like it was passing just barely to maybe my south. And I will go ahead and pan. That's Highway 70. We're at the Bellevue exit. If you ever get off at Bellevue, you see an Arby's and a Sonic there, and I'm panning Home Depot's across the street. And I'm going to pan further south and look down Highway 70 as far as we can. That's the back of the van. And so far, we're seeing the rain. We've had a 35-mile-an-hour gust, but so far, at least where I am located, I'm not able to see any kind of rotation, but it would be rain-wrapped at this point should I have rotation here. But obviously, with the damage report that we have heard out of Fairview for the other rotation that is seen on radar just to our south, there has been damage and power outages from that one at this time. Once again, reporting from the Bellevue exit just off I-40 on Highway 70, I'm meteorologist Davis Nolan.
All right, and you can see the way, you just see how dark it got all of a sudden. That rain is coming down so hard. So again, if there is rotation, if there is going to be a tornado on the ground, probably not going to see it. It would be rain wrap. You've got the wind, you've got the rain. It's just coming down. You even heard a little bit of hail, I think, with that storm as well. So again, want to bring you out to the big picture. And why we're staying with you is we've got a tornado warning, just to let you know. And then this is also I-40 at Highway 70. So you can see, it's basically looking like what Davis is seeing right there, right? These folks probably should not be on the road there. There is a potential tornado warning right now. There could be a potential tornado on the ground. If you know anyone traveling on these roads, if you can give them a phone call or a quick text, let them know that stuff is coming their way, because this is a really dangerous storm. And, it's 4:15 in the afternoon. I want to make sure I said that right. Yes, it is. And I will tell you, that's the middle of rush hour. So, folks, if you can delay rushing hour and going home right now, I would definitely do just that. Again, tornado warning, we're sticking with this. They're not letting go of it. I will tell you, the one around Davis doesn't look as rough as it once did around the Bellevue area. I still do not like this. I do not like this bulge right here. It is about to go over 431. If you live on the north side of Franklin, between Franklin and Brentwood, west side of Brentwood, it's coming right at you, okay? And there is that bulge right in there, and that would be my concern of where there could be a potential tornado. So 431 intersecting 254, it's south of I-40. It will be crossing over 65 south between, say, Brentwood and Franklin, probably even may go slide just north of Franklin in the way it's at, because it's moving to the north and east at about 35 miles an hour. But as you can see, we've got bright greens there, got a little bit of red. Rotation does not look as great on the velocity tracker right now, but that hook, that notch we're seeing, not necessarily a good sign. Now, I will tell you, it looks like on debris tracker, things have really calmed down around the Bellevue area in terms of seeing, debris flying potentially, but still, I am concerned with this area down here to the south where that bulge would be over 431 near 254, and there's Brentwood right there, out to the east of this. So it's moving right at you. West of Brentwood right now, I would tell you, there might be something going on here. I'm just telling you. And if you see something, say something, please let us know if you're getting any damage reports. This is where the power outages, as Mary Mays has said, has come in from. So we've been watching for that. So I want to, again, show you this. This entire thing is pushing towards Forest Hills. I mean, Bethlehem, this is right over you. If you live in Bethlehem, it's going to be right on top of you in about a minute. You would take your tornado precautions, lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Please do it. Please listen to us. Be safe, not sorry. Forest Hills would see this at 425, 427 in Green Hills, Brentwood at about 428, and then Nashville, you would see this at about 433, and it could even go over the Nashville airport around 441. That's not good for all the people that are flying. But again, we're watching this storm. There's the bulges on it. I have some roads around here too. It's going to go over, 70S, there's Highway 100, there's 40, so right in between, it's right over. I would tell you, it's hitting the hardest right now over Davis and the Bellevue area. You can see the deep pinks in there indicating very heavy rain coming down, probably very strong winds, not to mention lots of hail. But then down to the south here, this one here is right over 431, and that's going to be heading towards, say, Manly Lane, Old Hillsborough Road. It's right on top of you, Cotton Lane. Again, this is in Williamson County, so if I'm saying your street name, you may want to take a look and listen up. Berry's Chapel Road, Murray Lane, heading towards, say, 65. We've got the severe thunderstorm watch up now for areas from Davidson County to Wilson County, from Williamson County to Rutherford County, stretching all the way down to Coffee, as well as Bedford County, then also Giles, Lawrence, Wayne counties in this. This is until 10 p.m. because we've got this initial line starting to slide in, but then we got a secondary line a little bit farther south about to enter into Wayne County. So we're going to, of course, be watching all of that. So here again is the big picture. You can see this line from Portland to Springfield. It's going to be noisy for you guys even north, Ashland City into Franklin right now. And there's that tip right in that area there. We've got more towards Spring Hill, Columbia, and Center Hill. But again, we've got that tornado warning in effect for that area, as you can see right there. By the way, I wanted to come and bring in Mary real fast. Mary, are you seeing anything on your end too? Are you seeing anything in the chat room, anything we need to know about?
Nothing right now. I am keeping an eye on things. Also, from what we're seeing, so there is that potential for some downburst winds. I want to focus also, that we have had that risk. Of course, we've got a tornado warning, but this is also producing really, really gusty winds. And let's take a look. Let's bring the camera over here and we'll get a closer look at this line because there's a couple things I want to point out. This stretches from southern Kentucky all the way into Wayne County, but I want to point out how much lightning there is, especially in the southerly segment. This actually has some concern for me because it's going to be continuing to head east into a more unstable environment with some more moisture, some energy to work with. We've already got this tornado warning that we're going to continue to keep an eye on. But as we head into the rest of the next couple of hours, what we may be seeing is this firing up as well when it comes to winds, possibly even some rotation. And it looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm actually going to go ahead and click on that for you. And let's talk a little bit more about where that is. It looks like we've got this for, here we go, Davidson, Rutherford, and Williamson County. The threat is interesting. It says considerable. A tornado is possible, but look at that. This is something that's relatively new from the National Weather Service, saying 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's why I was mentioning that wind threat a little bit earlier, because this was concerning me because, it doesn't matter if 70-mile-per-hour winds are blowing straight or in a circle. It's going to do some damage to your home. So this is moving over Franklin right now, continuing to push east. You're going to see this eventually in Antioch, Smyrna, Almaville. There's a lot of areas with a lot of people in them that are right in the line of this segment of storm. So just a heads up, there's a lot going on. We're going to keep you updated, and I'm going to go ahead and give it back to Danielle Breezy.
Yes, Mary, and I just want to let you know, I just looked in the chat room right now, and the good news is that tornado warning that we're seeing, they have let it go. They've expired it. That being said, like you just mentioned, we've still got the severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson, Rutherford, and Williamson counties. The threat is considerable. Wind gusts to 70. I was saying 60. 70-mile-per-hour winds with this. Hail is reported. Strong rain is reported, not to mention a tornado possible. But that being said, the tornado warning has been dropped for the area. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor the situation. If we get any more tornado warnings, we're going to come with you wall to wall, and we're going to keep you updated. But I'm going to send it back over to Mark and Alex so we can get into News 2 at 4, I believe.